Shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessing, and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. I am Yahweh Yasharvala, and I'm with the camp, servants of Yahweh Yahushai, Las Vegas, Nevada branch. I'm back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Today, I'm going to talk about Revelations 20 and talking about that 1,000-year period the Esau Edom was bound. In scriptures, it calls it a bottomless pit. And we know that pit is Europe. So Esau Edom was bound in that pit. And that's that 1,000-year period, which we call the Dark Ages. And this was after the fall of the Roman Empire. And in that state, Esau Edom would be on the low end. He would be in a low state, and then eventually coming out of that, he would deceive the nations. He was able to deceive the nations, and we're gonna go into scriptures on how he did it. How was Esau Edom able to deceive the nations? Now, let's just get this for edification purposes, because it says that he was bound in a bottomless pit. So people will say this bottomless pit is hell. And this is talking about the last days, or this is talking about when Satan is bound in hell. But this is not talking about that. This is talking about landmass. So let's go. Let's actually go to this. In Revelations 20 and Revelations 20 and 1. And Lord, willingly, this lesson is edifying. It says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a chain in his hand." Right? So when it talks about this bottomless pit, right, it's an angel that came down having a key to the bottomless pit and chain in his hand. It said, and he laid hold onto the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Now, Revelations 12 talks about this this dragon, this old serpent, right, which is it says the devil and Satan, which is talking about Esau Edom, and it's really talking about the spirit that's in Esau Edom that correlates, or the similar, or the same spirit that was in the serpent in the garden, which is a man who had the power to deceive, right? So we want to get second edgers, I believe. Second Ezra 5 and I believe it's 23. And this, we're just showing you that this is a landmass. It's not the bottom of this pit talking about hell. Second Ezra 5 and 23, and said, "O Lord, the best rule of every wood of the earth and all of the trees thereof, thou hast chose thee one only vine. And all of the lands of the world thou hast chose thee one pit, and all of the flowers thereof one lily." Right, so a pit is a landmass, and we know that Esau Edom began his reign on the earth with the Greeks, which is in Europe, and then the Romans, and then the revised Roman Empire, but it was in Europe. So we know that when it's talking about the bottomless pit, it's talking about a landmass. It's not talking about hell. So that I just wanted to bring that up. So now I'm going to make the point. I'm going to go to the point of the lesson. The lesson is how Esau Edom was going to come from that bottomless pit, being bound in that bottomless pit, that 1,000-year period of him being in the Dark Ages. And he was going to come out and deceive the nations. And we're going to go into how he did it. So this is Revelations 20 and 7. It says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of prison, and shall go out and deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them to the battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea." Right, so this is talking about Armageddon, an army of troops, mountain of troops. So we know that this is going to happen in the last days. This is starting to brew up right now. It's not talking about once the kingdom of heaven is established that it's going to be another war, or Esau Edom is going to be let loose after the kingdom of heaven is established. It's not talking about that. This is talking about before. It's talking about that 1,000-year period from 300, 400 BC, when the Roman Empire fell, to the Renaissance period, which is 13 to 14 AD. So it's like it was 300 to 400 AD to 13 to 14 AD, which is that 1,000-year period, which started the Renaissance period in the 1300s. Right, the Renaissance period started, which is the rebirth. This is when Esau Edom revamped himself as that power on the earth again. Because at one point they were not ruling. Right, you had the Moors, you had the Holy Roman Empire, which was ran by Jakes. And if you go to Europe, they tried to get rid of a lot of the statues of the Moors that were ruling in Europe. And these Moors taught these Europeans how to bathe because they know how to shower. Architecture, colleges and school system, mathematics was all really taught by the Moors. And Esau Edom didn't know these things at that time because he was in that low state. Right, so this is what we're gonna get to. It says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are for the four corners of the earth. So how did Esau deceive the nations when he came out of that 1,000-year period of being in a low state, the dark ages? What happened? He was able to use iconoclasm, right, to deceive the nations. He started revamping and coming up with his own philosophies. He had a lot of different philosophies that he came up with to repaint himself and revamp himself. That caused that deadly wound to be healed. Right, that deadly wound to be healed to come and to deceive the nations. Right, so let's go to the word iconoclasm. Right, iconoclast. It says a person who attacks cherished beliefs or institutions, a destroyer of images used in religious worship. Right, so they destroyed the images. So when you see Yahushua being a white man and Yahweh being depicted as a white man, these works are iconoclasm. This is what it's called, iconoclasm, when they destroyed the nations and they were able to deceive people to believe that Yahushua was white. And even a lot of composers at that time, they were made to be white. But a lot of these composers, these musicians that you hear about in that time, they're not white. They were black people. But Esau Edom covered that up. He covered all that up to to maintain his lie that he was dominant on the earth, which he wasn't. So iconoclasm was the main thing that he used to deceive the nations. That and a lot of other things, but iconoclasm. Let's go to Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Right, so we know that Esau Edom is the wicked when you read Malachi, I believe 1 down all the way to 5. Right, Malachi talks about Esau Edom being the wicked. He's the chief wicked, or the border of wickedness, as it states. So it says right here that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, which the wicked is Esau Edom. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Right, so he repainted, or he did iconoclasm to the actual judges, the actual Israelites in the scriptures. He covered over them, and he depicted them as himself. And this is what deceived the world. And this is how Esau Edom came around the world to conquer with these images, with Christianity coming up with lies. It says, if not, where and who is he? Right, so we know Esau Edom is the person. He is the perpetrator. He's the one who did all these things, but people can't see that because he deceived the nations. Right, he deceived them And a lot of people are still deceived today. But as you look today, people are starting to wake up from that spell that Esau put him under. Because Esau put him under a spell, man. He had everybody believing that he was this child of God, man. But nowadays we see that he really is an evil harbinger of death. Right? So let's go to Maccabees 1 and 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. Right? So this is what Esau Edom done. He sought to paint a likeness of his images. Even before the Renaissance period, Esau Edom had a thing with lying and deceiving. This was in his spirit. So he was able to lie and deceive, repaint the images. One thing Esau Edom did is when he conquered a nation, he would destroy the history. He tried to destroy the history in the books so that nation would be no longer remembered. That's something that Esau Edom does. So we didn't know about the Moors for a long time. We didn't know who the Moors were. We didn't know about Europe being ruled by Jake or the darker nations. We didn't know about this stuff until we had to find about it later on. Now we started to know that King James, he was black, right? A lot of these prominent figures in that time were black. They weren't even Europeans. But Esau Edom changed, the face of these people because he wanted to hide the fact that Jake is the chosen people, really. So it says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So that's one thing Esau Edom did when he came out of that dark age, that 1,000-year period. Sought to paint the likeness of his images. This is Job 13 and 4. It says, but you are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value. Right. So Esau Edom knows how to make a lie up. Right. If that was a skill, Esau Edom would be the best at it. Forging lies, knowing how to construct lies to where you can't really understand the truth until you do a lot of research. Right. They say if you to hide anything from a so-called black man, you're supposed to put it in a book. Right. But now we are learning. Now we're more educated. Now the spirit is on us, most importantly, and we know how to uncover those lies that Esau Edom was telling. So now that deceivableness that Esau Edom had is starting to fade away from the people, especially the Israelites, right? What does this say? This is 1 Corinthians 4 and 3. I'm gonna start at 3. It says, but with me, it is a very small thing. Slakia. It's second Corinthians, I believe. 2 Corinthians. This is 2 Corinthians 3 and 4. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, which is Esau Edom, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, of Mashiach, who is the image of God, shall shine unto them. Right. So it says, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. So when you look at Job 9:24, and it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, we know that the earth is given his hand to Esau. So Esau right now is a god or a power on the earth, right? For a time, he's a power right now, because this is a whipping stick for the Israelites, to understand, wickedness, It says, and whom the God of the world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. So Esau Edom really is the culprit that blinded all the people. He is the person who put that covering cast on all nations. He blinded people. He made people drunk with the wine of the wrath of their fornication. So now that we can't, people couldn't see the truth in what was going on until now. Now people really know the truth of Esau Edom. They know he's a liar. They know he's a murderer. They know he will rob, he will steal, whatever. They know it now. So now they're not deceived by Esau Edom's his words, right? They're not deceived by that. What does it say? He is smooth with his lips, but in his heart is a war, right? Let's go get that real quick. He's his words are smooth as butter. That's Esau Edom. He knows how to deceive people with his words. That's that same spirit that was in the garden, right? The spirit that was in the garden on the serpent, which is the man, was able to deceive Eve because he had the power of the deceivableness. He had that sly, cunning way of deceiving somebody. So Esau Edom has that same spirit on him. That's why he's so good at forging lies. That's why he's so good at twisting things and making it sound good for his benefit. And without having any understanding, you'll go for whatever he's saying. Esau Edom he has all these laws and decrees. How you think that he can make himself seem like a good person, but underneath it, he's trying to destroy you, right? That's why when Esau gives you a contract, he'll tell you to sign a contract, but in the clause, he is telling you how you don't have no control of anything. Once you sign this clause, I can do whatever I want to do with it. Boom, 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 boom. Under his words. And he's telling you with his words that he's going to rip you off, but you don't even read it. You don't even read it in the clause. He's letting you know how he's going to do things. But in the first couple sentences, it might sound good enough to where you might sign the deal. Oh, he said he's going to give me this, that, and the third. Okay, cool. We're going to sign it. But you didn't read the whole thing. He twisted. He's a wordsmith. He came in and deceived the hell out of you. You don't even know it until you sign a contract. Then I own you. Like, you own, yeah, I own you. It says it right here. You see it? I own you. That's how Esau Edom does things, man. That's that power of deceivableness, man. It says, let me get this scripture right here. I think it's 51. It's 55. 55 and 21. 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet there draw swords. Yet were they draw swords. Right? So Esau Edom mouth is smoother than butter. That's why Esau sounds the way he sounds. He has a high-pitched, nasally voice, and he kind of deceives people with the way he talks because you'll think this person can really do you no harm. And the shit is nasally, and she be like, oh shit, I ain't gotta worry about this dude. But this, in real life, he's trying to kill you. He's trying to destroy you. He's trying to deceive you with every word he speaks. So that's why you have to be aware of Esau Edom. It says, never trust thy enemy, for as iron rust, so is his wickedness. Right? Is it Ecclesiastes 12 and 10? Right? So you can never trust Esau Edom. Can never trust him. Right? Once you understand who he is, then you can see that everything behind his words is a way to try to manipulate you or destroy you or deceive you. Right? There's another scripture saying, as soon as they be born, they go and tell lies. Go and tell the lies, man. So that's Esau Edom's nature, right? Something that was made crooked cannot be made straight. And that's Esau Edom's nature. His nature is to tell lies. His nature is to deceive. His nature is to rob and to murder and to steal, because that's the spirit the Lord put in him from the foundation, right? Let's see. And I'm gonna get one more scripture in second Mac. Wait, not the second Mac. I think it's Thessalonians. So this is the 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. So Esau Edom has that God-like complex. He wants to be like the Most High, right? That's your Satan, or that's your the devil, right? He's opposing the Most High because he wants to be like the Most High with his laws, his decrees, right? With his science and technology. Everything he does, he tries to be more and more like the Most High because he doesn't believe in the Most High. He believes that he can surpass the Most High. People think that it's a spiritual demon, Satan, that's trying to overcome the Most High, or that he tried to overthrow the Most High and the Lord kicked him out of heaven. That's not true. The Lord has everything in order in the heavens, and that's how things are going to be on the earth. Once Yahweh Shai comes down and puts the world back in its righteous order, it's going to be complete order like it is in heaven. So there's no body in the heavens going against the Most High. But Esau Edom was meant to be an adversary in human form to the chosen people and basically to the Most High, because the Most High made him like that as an antagonist to the story. So this is of 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, who opposed to and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. How you do this? With iconoclasm, right? He painted over the judges, like it says in Job 9 and 24, Maccabees 3 and 48, right? He covered up the faces of the judges. He painted the likeness of his images. This is how he was sitting in a temple of God, showing that himself he is God. That's how he did it, right? Because that's his deceivableness. It says, I'm gonna skip to 9. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and lying wonders, right? He's coming after the working of Satan with power and all signs and lying wonders. So now Esau Edom was able to deceive you back in the ancient days, but now his powers of deceivableness have increased to a higher level. Now, even it says in the scriptures that even the elect could be deceived, but they're not going to be deceived because they have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, which means they have the spirit of discernment, and they're going to know what's wrong and what's right. But the rest of the people who don't really understand what's going on, they're going to be deceived by his lying wonders. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness into them that perish, because they have received not the love of God, the truth, and that they might be saved. Right? So Esau Edom has that deceivableness that's going to deceive a lot of people because that's his job, right? He came out of that 1,000-year period in the dark ages, and he came out knowing and having that spirit to deceive people so that his goal can be accomplished, or the Lord's goal can be accomplished, of Esau Edom being in that high state, or in the heaven state. What does it say? He would get the fatness of the earth and the dew and the fatness of the earth and the sword, right? So all that really accomplished that blessing that Esau Edom was supposed to get. So I just wanted to go into that. I'm going to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Shem Shai. Until next time, Lord willingly, Shalom.